9:53.
9:55. 9:55. ये 9 होता है, ये 10 नहीं होता.
It's rolling.
Yeah.
9:54.
Okay. Okay. So we start with the time. It's almost 10, and we talk about
Time.
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 Yes.
Like my watch.
Yes. We're going to talk about time. So, what is time?
Clocks, water clocks, sand clocks, cuckoo clocks, grandfather clocks.
Elephant clock.
Yeah, that one elephant clock.
What's it now?
Don't you remember the elephant
elephant
clock?
clock?
That guy who made that elephant clock,
How
the
did
first
he-
one.
Atomic clocks.
How did he make the elephant clock?
Time.
Spring
You don't
clocks.
remember time? From Alice in the Looking Glass. You don't remember
That
time?
one character.
Oh, time.
Yeah, that was time. So he's time.
The guy with top hat and
And the
clogs.
first we're gonna say, hey, we're talking about time?
We are talking about time.
We are.
We are
It's
already
rolling.
talking about
There are
time.
seconds,
started.
there are minutes, and
Okay.
then there are hours.
Say that again.
Seconds, minutes, hours.
There are nanoseconds as well.
Milliseconds, microseconds, nanoseconds.
Yeah, I know those.
And there is a
Day,
Day,
months, weeks,
Week,
years.
month,
Years.
year, decade, century, eon,
come on, you're saying too many.
millennia,
I don't even know those.
and there is a
galactical year.
Tiki tiki tampo no sa ibang pum minum baraku.
Tiki tiki temo no rambo hari kari puski peri pinto hari kai pum pum nikino dumbaraku.
Mino Dombarak. Yeah, okay, good.
so there is a that was a thing from the
Reality bites.
past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a past,
present, and
present, and future. That's also time.
Yeah.
But what is time? What is time?
Time is time.
Are we sitting in time?
Yes.
Yeah, the past.
Yes.
Present.
You're saying in the past.
It is, yeah, and every moment, everything that we're saying is becoming the past, and then the past is like it's just flowing just like this. It's a stream.
Yeah.
It's infinitely
Like that's
close to
why
us.
maybe that's why they say live stream, because this goes like a stream. So the time is every moment it's becoming the past.
It's 9:58.
Every moment is becoming the past. Every next moment is coming into the present. So the past, it's like somebody's reeling it backwards and just going, his time is going like that. But what is time?
Time.
Time is time. That's a good one. But see, time, when we talk about life and we talk about the universe, the scientists use the term time and space.
Yeah.
Time and space.
Yeah.
So these are the major blocks, like the
How
major
is space time?
space is not time.
It's one of the
like
same.
when we talk about the universe, it's like this, like you have mass and weight because of gravity, something like that.
I'll give an
If
example.
you don't have gravity, you won't have weight. A mass won't have weight
Yeah.
if we don't have gravity. So if space doesn't have time, there won't be life.
So we're gonna talk about time.
Something like that, yeah?
No.
How?
Well, yes, but actually it's referred to, I believe, that space and time are one unit, and it's basically the center stage of everything that happens in the universe.
No, I think it's space has time, and that the both of them together make events happen. Something is happening in
What's gonna
a
be
space
the name for the
in a passage
podcast?
of time.
I know what I remember is that space and time are together one medium in which everything is within.
I don't know, maybe. But I think time is very, very important for life to happen, because time is a measurement of everything that's happening. Any event that's happening, any important event that happens in life, it's measured by time.
So this is like an example. It's about the past and future. If you have a cookie and you finish it, many bites, you finish it. Then the cookie is finished. And if you go back to the past, you'll have another cookie. Because it's the past. And the cookie's not finished yet. But if you go to the past, it's like an infinite loop. Because then the cookie will go away again. You have to go back in past again. It's like that, a loop.
Time is a loop.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good example for a homemade. That's a good try for a homemade example, I guess.
That makes me hungry for a cookie.
Now we're saving the cookies for something else.
Okay, your turn. You can say that loud as well.
You're too far away from the
You don't have to
microphone.
whisper. You can say that loudly as well that you forgot. It's okay. You can say whatever
Are
you feel
sure
like
we can
saying.
hear properly like this?
It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
So, but you can just move it around if
Yeah.
somebody else is saying something.
Interview like.
Okay. So time is basically a measurement of how life is happening. And whatever is happening in life. It's a measure of that.
It's a measurement of action.
Maybe, yeah. It's a measurement of action. One way of measuring action. I mean, just look at the things we get. We get milk. One day it is fresh, and after a few days, it's expired. Expiring, yes?
Is it right that time takes time?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I have never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Me either.
Okay, that's a very good, thoughtful statement. Very good. High five. Very good. Chal. Okay.
Who knew?
So time. Yes, time takes its own time. Wait. So everything expires. Everything expires in its own time, right?
Because?
And even when we have, those atomic numbers and half-life.
Yeah.
Yeah, in chemistry we study half-life of.
Yeah, atomic decay.
So every
Atom.
atom or metals and non-metals, like they had their own half-lives.
Yeah.
Right? So this is very important. Time is very important and crucial for life. It is a very, very big thing. It's a big phenomenon, And now, how important is time in our lives? How many major things happen or minor things happen with time in our lives?
Time. We're using time right now. Like for the podcast, we're using time.
That's true.
That's how useful time is. If
Yeah.
there's no time, we wouldn't have been making this.
Yes, and this same time that we're using right now, it's not going to come back.
I know.
How's that? That's a very big point.
That's
The time we are using right now,
It won't come back.
it will never come back. Not even a split second of it. Okay, your turn.
Time goes forward. Like 1, 2, 3.
That's true. That's true.
Oh my god, I thought time went in like 4 different directions.
No, but he's right.
It goes forward?
But it's possible it
Only
goes in
forward?
that is also possible it goes in different direction, but it is very true. Very, very good point. Very good point. He's thinking and saying things. Okay, he's thinking. You guys are just saying things. He's thinking and saying
Yeah.
things. Very beautiful.
I mean, I was also thinking.
Okay.
And there's
Yes,
AM
you are
and
also
PM.
thinking.
It goes AM, PM, AM, and PM.
There's
That's
AM
true.
and PM both?
High five.
There are 2 of them now?
How about that?
Fine.
First, 1 AM, 2 AM, 3 AM, 4 AM, 5 AM, 6 AM, 7 AM, 8 AM, 9 AM, 10 AM, 11 AM, 12 AM. 1 PM, 2
Yes.
PM, 3
That's true.
4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 p.m. And then it goes on to 12 a.m.
Yes.
There are
That's true.
24 a.m. p.m.s.
Yes. 12 to 12 each. Okay.
If there was no time, we will not know clocks. Clocks to this day have time. We will not even know what time it is because there's no time.
There is a time for sunrise. There is
And
a
also-
time for sunset. There is a time for the moon to come out. There is a time for moon to go back.
If there was no time, we will not know when we have to do salah, when we will have to do all salahs.
When we're eating something, it takes time to eat.
Yes, that's true. Everything takes time. And the body, what else? What
The
else?
body takes time to digest. Yeah.
What about the heart?
The heart takes time to pump.
Yes. And the heart beats in 1 minute, that's a certain number. If it exceeds that number, that becomes some kind of an arrhythmia. If it exceeds or decreases,
A disease, a problem.
it becomes a problem. So it's called arrhythmia of the heart. Arrhythmia. Arrhythmia is that the number of beats per this much time has either increased or decreased too much beyond the normal range. So that is an abnormality of, that's how we measure the disease of the heart often. Yes.
When it's morning and it goes to night, morning takes time to get night.
Yes, that's true. So, time is constantly changing, right? It's a constant change of life.
Time also makes you grow. It takes time for you to grow taller.
Yes. So, what is time in terms of emotions? Like, how about patience?
Patience, it takes time. And patience, the word patience is there because we have to wait. Time can also be with waiting. You have to wait for the thing to happen. Like if your brother goes to college and he has to come back at, let's say, 9 p.m. and you want to play with him something, like, let's say you want to play with him a board game, like chess. So you have to have patience. You have to wait.
Patience is basically the tolerance to waiting before getting something that you crave.
That's something that will take
Time.
Yeah.
It is to
And-
suppress your own craving before that happens.
And patience, having patience is a great thing. Having patience is a very, very great thing. But on the other hand, yes,
And playing games takes time.
yes, it does. And let's say, what is laziness?
Laziness is wasting a lot of time and just being tired and sitting on a couch and not getting up.
Not necessarily.
Like it's
You can
wasting.
be doing a lot of things, but wasting time at the same time by not doing the right things. Laziness is essentially not wanting to take action to do anything.
So not doing the right thing at the right time is also like it's pointing out that time has a right time and a wrong time and a significant time, and
Like this is the right,
this is-
exactly the right time to make a
so time becomes something that we have to study microscopically, because now we are talking about how waiting for the right time can become a great deed.
How time
a great-
affects itself.
How waiting, being intelligent, using time intelligently can become a great thing, and how using or wasting time can become a bad thing. It can become a bad characteristic of yourself, or you can be defined by somebody who's he's always lazy or she's always lazy. They're always wasting time. They're always, they're not disciplined. Discipline also takes time. Discipline means doing right things at the right time and prioritizing everything according to their proper timings. Even the body has its own times of when some hormones are released, and the body has its own circadian rhythms.
Our body has times. Like there are times for your body to beat every minute. That's a time. There are times for when your body has to beat. There are times when your body has to eat food, and there's time for your body to start getting up. Like your feet will start hurting, or you'll start
To rest. Yeah, the body starts getting tired and you have to rest.
There are times resting, eating, heart beating, a lot more.
Putting on timers takes time.
Yes. That also takes time.
Is that what you're going to be doing throughout the entire podcast?
That's very good. That's very good. It's okay.
It's great. Now, most people will believe that, most people do believe that time is this intangible thing that you can't interact with or do anything. Well, which is what the definition of untangible is. But actually, time can be used in different ways. And depending on the way you use it, you can shape the physical or the tangible world around you. Like you can use the time intelligently, or you cannot.
You can do something productive with your time.
Yeah.
Or you can do something destructive with your time. Or you can just do nothing with your time, and waste it still. And sometimes doing nothing is a good thing, and sometimes doing nothing is a bad thing. But then again, you have to be, like there is one thing called emotional intelligence. So there should be something called intelligent timing. Or
Time-wise. That's a term. There's a term time-wise.
Time-wise, yeah. You forgot again? It's okay. It's okay. You can speak again.
Well, scientists probably brought time and space into one medium or the same thing, because it is basically the same thing.
But
the way you interact with the physical world, you also at the same time interact with time. And
but
vice versa.
there is also a thing called biological clock. There's a thing called the body clock or the biological clock. Some people have a body clock, some people have a biological clock. Is basically how the body ages and how the genes, they start,
It's how
aging.
your body perceives time, not the mind.
Perceives.
Perceives time.
But the body clock is something else. Biological clock is something else. Body clock is more like a habit. You form a habit with time. That you wake up at a specific hour of the day every day, and then you get up, and then you keep getting up at that time, even without the alarm going off. You will just get up at that time. And at a specific time, you start getting hungry because your body is habitual to getting something at that time. We see it with the cats as well. They know at a certain time they'll start meowing because they know this is the time when we get the food.
Box.
Yes.
Box.
Where is he, by the way?
Doing things take time.
Everything takes time. Yes. And
You can also find out time by looking outside at the sun. The sun rises, sun is afternoon, sun is in the middle, like morning, afternoon, evening, night, what's it called? Sunrise, sunset, that's evening. I said the same thing again.
You're right that one of the many clocks I forgot to mention in the beginning of the podcast was the sundial. The first ever clock was basically a sundial. They used to measure the sun and tell what time it is or when something is going to happen next. Basically, they would time using noon, afternoon, or a bit before, which is also how Salah times
we have the prayer
are
timing.
measured with sunrise, noon,
Maghrib is like
afternoon.
Sunset.
Maghrib is sunset, Isha is nighttime. It was one of the earliest ways to measure time of the day. But then they would also measure short amounts of time, like timers using water clocks. The thing they would do is have two vases, you could say, two containers,
Vessels.
one above the other, and then the upper one is filled with water. They would just punch a hole in the upper one, and the water will drain into the lower bucket. And then once the water finishes, then time's up.
Yeah, just like the sand
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, the
I have
hourglass.
Hourglass,
I
yeah.
have a hourglass.
Doing things take time. Playing things take time. Many things take time. Everything takes time.
What's
Yeah.
next? Sleeping takes time.
Wait. So, is there? We saw that movie Back to the Future.
That was a while back.
Yeah.
That was a long ago in the past.
Yeah. So there have been people who have been fascinated by time travel. You know, that if it's going to be a thing,
We're
or if it's
already doing time travel right now.
the,
We're traveling in time.
we are traveling. Yeah, we are all traveling in time.
Imagine
We all
a
travel in
tutorial how to
time.
travel through time. A tutorial. Step 1.
Wait.
Congratulations.
You're
traveling
traveling
through
in time. So that's a good one. Yeah, we are all traveling in time.
Yeah.
But
What about real time travel? Like
Yeah.
you can jump forward and back.
no, the thing is that what happens if there are so many theories, and what happens if someone does travel through time, or is there a concept of, does time travel, just time, what is the speed of time? Like is it actually people have spoken about nanoseconds, there are milliseconds, microseconds, nanoseconds. And for us, the time is actually, the way we perceive time is it's like how much time has gone by since we started?
Hasn't been that long.
I'll put on a stopwatch from now.
No, we started a few minutes before 10. What time is it now?
We started at 9:55.
And now it's 10:17.
Now it's 10.
10:17. 20 minutes.
20 minutes. So this is how much we could say the speed of time is for us, that's going at this
Speed
pace.
of time is at speed of time.
Do you think that the time goes slower for some and faster for some?
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yes. Well, because of Einstein's special relativity proves that time isn't the same for all people. Just like how you can, and also just like how you can move around in space, you can also move around, or at least slow down or speed up time for yourself. Just there are limitations to what you can do with it, and there are different ways of doing so. Because factors like gravity and speed can change how time is perceived. The faster you move, the slower time will feel. And the stronger the gravity, the slower time is. In the sense that aging, you could say. Like that, in that movie Interstellar, they showed a guy went to a planet near a black hole, and the black hole has a very strong gravitational pull. And he was only there for a few hours. He was the same when he came back. But the world was 70 years older. He experienced a few hours, but the world experienced 70 years.
But that means there is a concept of time becoming slower or faster for some,
Yeah.
right? But that is
explained that
But that is in another, totally another part of the universe.
Yeah,
I'm
extreme
talking
cases.
I'm talking about that. Is it possible that while we are on this earth, and as normal people, is there a concept that some people have, for them the time is going way faster, and some people might have their time going slower?
Well, I'm not sure if this is very connected, but people and gadgets near the equator get tired and die off a lot faster. Like the batteries die a lot sooner, and people get a lot more tired near the equator. It's probably because the way the equator is, but maybe stronger or weaker gravity actually. No. maybe the spin of the Earth. I'm not really too sure about this, but something I am sure about is that low orbiting satellites have their clocks adjusted a bit faster than the clocks on Earth because the gravity is less, meaning their clocks will be moving faster than the ones over here.
So that means there is this concept of time going slower and faster at some places for some.
Yeah.
I'm saying this because there is an incident in the Quran where there's this guy who asked, who actually wondered or questioned, maybe in his mind or openly, he questioned how I think he saw a dead body of an animal.
He saw a ruined city.
A ruined city, yeah?
And he wondered how can a civilization come back from the dead?
From this, yeah. From these ruins.
Yeah.
And yes.
Time is that like 1 minute takes time.
So, and he kind of like died. He fell asleep for 100 years. And he had with him hot food, freshly prepared food. And he had a donkey. So when he woke up after 100 years. The donkey was just a skeleton. But the food was hot. So 3 different speeds of time had gone by on all 3 of them. Or maybe 2 of them. Yeah, the food and him, they were frozen in that same time because he was as young and the food was as hot. But the donkey was a skeleton. And he got up and he was shocked. And then and it's in the Quran and it's also, some other...
Is it real?
Yes, it's a true incident. So this shows that this gives us an idea that it is very much possible that this thing happens in real life as well. But how does this happen in real life? I think I've heard so many people say that when they start reading the Quran, there's so much barakah in their time. This time slowing down is actually happening in the form of blessed time. The time becomes blessed.
In the sense you can do a lot more things.
You
with
can
that
do
time.
so much more. I think how can anybody do so much more if everybody has the same time? And the people who are involved or engaged in doing good deeds and doing charity work and a lot of recitation of the Quran or Quran teaching, and they're doing so many things. So many scholars you see, they have written hundreds of books. And when you pick up their, you start studying their autobiographies or their whatever the data you find there, they died in 40s or early 50s or didn't even reach 60. And they've written hundreds and hundreds of books, and the books have 20 volumes, 25 volumes. And a person starts saying, okay, he had 300 students and he used to travel here and he used to travel there. You forgot? Okay.
You keep on forgetting.
So many things they did. And at that time, they used to have...
So learning takes time.
Yes. So when they are traveling here and there, and they are traveling on horses and camels, and at that time they are writing books and books and books. It gets very confusing that, if they are traveling, they're taking months in traveling, and they don't even have they don't have these
pens and pencils,
gel pens and stuff. Yeah, they have that
dip pens.
Dip pens. Yeah, or feathers.
Bottles.
Yeah, ink bottles and dip pens and kalam. They have this thing that they dip into the ink.
How are
and
feathers pens?
they dip it into the ink and then they write. And